So the Broncos PR department leaked yet another play. This time they leaked another bombs away pass. But what's very interesting here, after the last three that they leaked, myself, Bucket Man, the scouting guy, we've been calling out the offensive line every single time because they've been breaking down, getting exposed by one of the worst front sevens in the league. Then you have Garrett Bowles putting someone in a full-on headlock doing his UFC tryout to compete for the heavyweight title. And then we expose the fact that Russell Wilson's staring down receivers, not hitting wide-open tight ends. So then they leak another one last night. And this one is of 7-on-7. So they just completely took out the offensive and defensive line altogether. And then it's Russell Wilson hitting a deep ball, and then it's saying, oh, this is what to expect next year. Last time I checked, the NFL isn't a 7-on-7 league. It is a 11-on-11 league. So you took out the most important positions of football, the offensive and defensive line. But who got burned deep again? Who got exposed on this play? It was Justin Simmons getting exposed by a Denver Broncos wide receiver among one of the worst wide receiver rooms in the NFL. Just the great Justin Simmons getting torched over the top. Tell me something new. And then right after that, he has a groin injury. So maybe he's getting benched again. Sean Payton's benching him again, and the front office has the narrative that he's injured. Or maybe they're just making excuses because he's been getting torched at practice a lot. So, yeah, Justin Simmons got torched in 7-on-7. Tell me something new. And then in other news, Mike McGlinchey, your great right tackle who doesn't fit your system that you paid the king's ransom to, one of the worst moves in free agency this year. Now he's injured. He got helped off the field by trainers. So Mike McGlinchey, what myself, Bucket Man, and Denver Bronco Mile High View said is he's going to be spending most of his time in the hot tub. Looks like he's already on his way to the hot tub. We haven't even hit week 1 of the preseason yet. That's what happens when you overpay players. And for all you Bronco fans blaming the training staff or making excuses that the Broncos are always injured, yeah, every team always has injuries in camp. Every team always suffers injuries. That's why it's very important that you have a front office who has an identity, a coach who fits that identity, and a scouting department who drafts and signs players based around that identity. That's why it's important to build your team from the inside out. This is what happens when you trade all of your draft capital away for one player and a nucleus of young players away for one player. This is what happens when you double down on that move and sign one player before they take a snap in your uniform to a $250 million contract. These are the consequences of a front office that engages in splash moves that'll get attention in the headlines but not pay dividends on the field. This is what happens when you don't build your team from the inside out, when you're not about drafting, when you're not about developing, when you're not about long-term systems and identity. When you fire head coaches every other year, you fire quarterbacks every other year. You're constantly changing your offensive system around every single year. That's what happens. The Broncos PR department is in full panic mode now. Full panic mode. Like I said, you guys could talk, you could hype it up all you want, but that 17-game season is right around the corner, and you still got to play 17 NFL football games, and the only thing that's going to save you at that point is the product on the field, and the Broncos' product on the field is dog shit. So expect the same old. The more things change, the more things stay the same for your Walmart generals.